Welcome back, Mushroom Man Toad here, and in the video today, I am doing something that I have been promising a friend I would do for, yes, over a month. You remember Aquacron, right? He is a guy from this video.
Hi Leute, Aquacron hier und willkommen zu einem neuen Video hier mit dem Mushroom Man Toad und Happy Shroomy. Genau, ja. You can take over.
What he said. Well, he, like me, is into modding, and he has been working on a project for a while now, and today I have the privilege of getting to share with you... Well, Aquacron, a bit like me, is into Minecraft modding, and he has been working on a project which is looking absolutely epic. Now, there is no public download available for it yet, but in this video, I'll be giving you a preview of some of the stuff that's going to be in it. You've already gotten a glimpse of some of the ores, and that's where I want to start with this, the ores. And wow, does this mod add quite a few of them. So I'm going to start down here with the overworld ores. You've got Krolnix, Resnium, Uranite, Visite, Crystal, Titanus, Chlorophyte, and Robanium ore. These ores will generate at any Y level all throughout the world, which means, you know, a quick walk through your Extreme Hills biome will load you up for a while. You can kind of see that over the edge here. See, lots of the ores are visible. Each of these will either drop like a shard of some kind, or the ore form, and then you just smelt that down into some form of material. Similarly, over here, we've got Nether Gold, Pyrite, Hell's Diamond, Netheranium, Crimtaxin, Nether Robanium, Ragnarok, and Blazium ore. Now, in the Nether, ores are a bit different. They don't just spawn anywhere. Different ores will spawn at different Y levels. So, for example, Netheranium will only spawn in the Nether ceiling. Crimtaxin, Pyrite, and Nether Gold will all spawn at the very bottom parts of the world. And the other ores will all spawn at any Y level. You'll see that message in the chat. I'm going to come back to what that is. Then in the end, we've got, again, at any Y level, we've got ores like Vorxium, Corruptium, Diamite, Cryospix, Robanium, Enderonyx, and Shadow Quartz ores. And finally, we've got these two ores, Lunar ore and Syroxite. And these two spawn in custom structures. There's also another one, which I don't have out here, apparently, called Ancient Rock. And this will just give you the Ancient Emerald when you mine it. Skipping past the rocks a second. Over here, we've got Zadok and Rorzak. These are two ores that, when you mine them, they will drop Deceptite and Astral Shards, respectively. Next, I want to talk about the rocks. Now, when I say rocks, I don't mean rocks like R-O-C-K-S. I mean rocks like R-A-H-K-S. Because that is how all of these rocks are spelled. And just for the sake of getting a chance to pronounce these on camera, we've got Lerak, Kurak, Gurak, Nurak, Turak, Vorak, and Panrak. These are all biome-specific rocks. They'll spawn all throughout different biomes. So like this one here might only spawn in a forest. This one here might only spawn in an ocean. Those aren't necessarily the accurate biomes to them, but I think you get the idea. I know Vorak spawns in Extreme Hills. We saw some down there earlier. And that's basically all the essentials out of the way, so now we start getting into the fun stuff with this mod. What can you do with all of these materials that you can gather throughout the world? I know, you're looking over here at the side, and you're like, wow, I'm seeing all these meters and all these indicators and stuff. What's that all about? Well, first of all, we can talk about this display over here. We've got 3 meters here. The first meter here represents your acromite charges, the second meter represents your energy, and the third meter is going to represent your septic essence. All 3 of these are used in conjunction with the altars, and in the case of energy, you'll also use it for your staves. Now, as for these top ones, these are each skills that you'll learn with time. Currently, only 2 of them are implemented, and that would be the sword and the healing. The sword is really simple. All you got to do is punch things to level that up. The bar on the bottom, you can see, begins to fill up, and that will eventually level up as you hit different amounts of mobs killed. The other one is the healing one, and that is just leveled up by having the regeneration status effect. I feel hungry. Okay, we gotta address this, right? This keeps popping up. In this mod, Aquacron has added in these events. These events happen periodically throughout your gameplay. So, for example, I've got hunger right now. You saw earlier, Aquacron's blessing shined upon me. I had water breathing. You feel your septic essence fading away. That'll drain some from my septic essence meter. And there's sorts of events for all kinds of things, mostly status effects and meter effects over here. So now that that's out of the way, let's start talking about some of my favorite stuff from this mod. And again, I'm not going to have time to cover everything, because if we go into creative mode here, He has tons upon tons of items, tons upon tons of blocks. There's custom biomes in this, but you can make all kinds of armors. Armors each give you different status effects. So for instance, if I grab the full Aquacron armor set and I put these on, you'll see I now have water breathing and night vision and resistance. Additionally, there are armors in the game that will allow you to recharge your energy while it's worn at a faster rate, or recharge your Acromite charges at a different rate. These energy bars also recharge themselves at a rate of 1 per second, up to a maximum of 5,000. So it does take a little bit of time to get them recharged, and the events can sometimes drain them, like this one here, losing energy or septic essence. Alright, now we want to talk about what you can do with these altars. And the answer is, currently, not a whole lot. These altars are still a very work-in-progress feature. They're used to create some high-end gemstones, as well as infusing apples. So I can just demonstrate some of this to you. So for instance, if I reach in here and grab a uranite crystal, and we go into survival mode, and I go over here to the altar of septic essence, you can't right-click. That doesn't work. You gotta punch it with it, and it'll charge it, and it will drain some of your septic essence, as I'm sure you saw there. And now I'm in need of more septic essence in order to show you what happens when I charge up this uranite crystal another time. And the way you would do that, and so as I showed there, when you eat one of these apples of septic essence, it will refill this. And the way you would get that is you can charge up an apple using your septic essence to be an apple of septic essence. You can store it for later. And of course, you can make this a stronger apple by using those charged uranite crystals we've been talking about. So, if we eat another one of these apples, we get our septic essence basically up to max, and we can charge this up again, and we're going to get the top half of the septic energized gem, and the bottom half is obtained in a similar way. A similar mechanic is also present with the altars of corruption and altars of energy, where you can charge up carrots with energy to get these wheat carrots of energy, which can then be ascended using visite crystals, which you would just punch with a visite crystal on the altar of energy to obtain, and you can also use melons on the altar of Acromite charges, because that's your third bar. I don't know why I thought corruption there. And then, of course, you can upgrade these using charged Vorxium crystals, which you would charge on the altar of Acromite charges. So that's all well and good. We know how we can, like, recharge our bars and stuff, but what can we actually use this stuff for? Well, the Septic Energized Gem Shard is going to be used in some endgame items that have yet to be added, but we can use Acromite charges for certain things. One of the things we can use it for, corrupting certain things. Now, there aren't a whole lot of things that can yet be corrupted, but that is intended to be added in the future as well. Again, it's a work-in-progress mod at the moment. So, this here is the Voidic Infused Ender Cutlass, and if I punch the Altar of Corruption with it, nothing is going to happen. And the reason for that is I need more Acromite charges. So if I quickly eat up these Acromite charge melons, get myself up to full, bam! I turned on sound effects so that you can hear this altar, and you'll also hear these custom things that happen, these events. They have sound effects as well. So I want to corrupt this. So what I want to do is I want to punch this sword on the altar of corruption. Nothing is going to happen, of course, because we're going to need to get ourselves some of those melons to refuel our Acromite charge. And we just eat one of these strong melons. And you'll see we're almost full. Again, you still can't do it when you're almost full. You have to have a full bar in order to corrupt something. But you can take it. Boom! Epic sound effect plays, and we now have corrupted. By the way, these swords are big. Like, huge. These are massive. And so now, we can start playing with the fun stuff in this. Because I've covered all the basics, now you know how the mod works. So we've already covered armor, so we're going to move on from that to the weapons. Now you've got your normal tiers of weapons, which, you know, these are basically just made from your basic stuff. You've also got these twin blades, which just do extra damage, and those are really neat and all. But these are just your normal ranks. Then you've got your rare rank weapons, and these are stronger. You'll see that a lot of these give, like, potion effects when you hit things, or when you right-click with them, they'll give you potion effects, so those are neat. Then we've got our epic rank ones. These are going to do much stronger potion effects, or in this one's case, sets mob on fire. And then we've got our ancient weapons. And these are just fun. So I'm going to show off just a few of them in this. I'm going to have to add a headphone user's warning before that one. This is the Obsidian Hammer of Destruction. if we summon in, just do a creeper. I just about did game mode S and realized I probably didn't want to do that close to a creeper. But you'll see my energy is drained when I use these, right? So, oh yeah, good time to give me slowness. So just gonna quickly down one of these carrots to refuel my energy, and then, BAM! Yeah, we whooped that creeper. This blade on right click is going to give me saturation. That one goes without explaining. The Thundering Cutlass of the Shockwave. It's also a shockwave. The Flaming Great Blade of Doom. Wow! Well, that's a buff right there. So you'll be able to survive some stuff with this one. The Hell's Diamond Blade. Boom. The bloody broad blade of death. And that just blows stuff up. The Frozen Decapitator. That is going to give you speed so you can spend the... Wow, that sword is big! I wouldn't want to fight that. That's just going to kill things. The Blade of Devastation. Corrupted. And this is why you want to corrupt things. Look at how deep of a hole that just drilled. The Thundering Cutlass of the Shockwave. Oh yeah? Taste my thundering shockwave, you silverfish! Okay, we're gonna move on because that's really loud. Now, some unfortunate sheep are about to fall victim to the legendary tier swords. So I can demonstrate what these things do. So we're gonna summon in a sheep. First of all, on right click with this sword, it's gonna change the time of day. Now it does have a cooldown between changing the time of day, of course. And if I kill this sheep with it, the sheep is gonna tip over. So all that sword really does is change the time of day. Other than that, it's got, 15 attack damage, which is nice. And it's relatively cheap, just requiring some resmium and some coal. Next up, we've got the Sword of the Heavens. Where after which, all looks normal. It will adjust the time to being morning and give you a ridiculous amount of jump boost that I'm pretty sure I'm going to die from upon landing. Please help me. Good. Okay, that trick worked. But it does in fact drain some of my energy, of course. Alright, the next ones we're going to talk about are a little bit bigger. Yeah! When you kill something with this, you will get absorption. Much absorption. Now this sword, as well as this sword and one other, have a very interesting mechanic in that you can't craft them right away. You'll have to find crafting scrolls in temple structures, which have yet to be added, so I can't show them to you at the present time. But that is a really neat mechanic. You can't craft them until you've obtained the scroll, and once you've obtained the scroll, they become craftable. The Sword of Infinity! That is one massive sword! You will kill things when you hit them with it. It doesn't even need to give you special powers. It has 1,000 attack damage. Is this obtainable legit? Like, look how big this is. It's overriding the inventory. It's so massive. That's a big sword! Good timing on that evil laughter game. Good timing. Solar Spear of Darkness. Luna Spear of Light. Volcanic Spear of Chaos. Alright, now having maximized energy, everything explodes. The Sword of Infinity, but it's corrupted. It just does 2,000 attack damage now instead of 1,000. That's what you get for Acromite charges. Aquacron's Wrath. It's gonna give you these status effects. Sword of Thunder. Whatever you hit shall be smited. And you'll have fire resistance, so it doesn't smite you too. So there you go. Now, of course, I've only shown you a few of the swords here, just a few of the ones that I really enjoyed while making this. So there are other swords with other effects, mostly just status effects and such. But those are the really epic ones that you've seen. Just a couple more things left on this tab. First of all, you have the Infinity Relics. These are pretty self-explanatory. If these are in your inventory, you'll get various status effects that will help you out. These are found in that temple structure or dropped from various mobs that have yet to be added, again, coming soon. And finally, Land of Infinity ranged weapons. And there's more coming, we've still got the magic coming, and that's pretty awesome. But we're going to start with these. Alright, so we now have various different types of ranged weapons added by this mod. They are, of course, ridiculously huge, as is one of the themes of this mod. So then you've also got two kinds of ammo. These are Deceptite bullets, made like that, and Blazium bullets, made like that. I mean, yeah. Gotta be a little bit more accurate than me, and you can hit some mobs. You hit the mobs, and they go down. We've also got the Scora Dictator. That's gonna use... And again, all of these that I've shown off so far are just going to use the Deceptite bullets for now. This will likely be changed in the future. Then we've got one that strikes thunder at whatever it hits. I need more chickens so I can demonstrate this. Give me a second. Here we are. Puff Eliminator. It will apply poison to the mob, but you can't really see it because it's a chicken. The Melanator. Wait, never mind. It tells you right on it. You need something called the Giant Melon Slice, which will be crafted, I'm assuming, from melons. The crafting recipe not currently implemented. The Melanator is fun because you shoot it, and I mean, you're launching melons at things. What more do you need? So finally, we've got the Blazuka. That's going to set the mob on fire as it kills it, which is pretty awesome. So that's it for ranged weapons. Next up, we're going to move on to the staves. So the last thing I have to cover in this mod are the staves. Now, up to this one here, all these staves do is give status effects. These last ones here are so much fun, I'm telling you. Okay, never mind. It looks like the staves you can just keep using for now. It's going to drain one of the three, and I can't remember which, and it's not doing it right now. So, I'm just going to demonstrate separately what each of these do. Sky's Fury. Strikes lightning. Yeah. Staff of Hell's Doom. It's just going to blow things up because it's awesome. I'm going to save this one for last. This one is my favorite thing I think I've ever played with in modding. Give me a second on that one. Next up we have the Staff of Dissension. That will send the mob down into the ground, suffocate them, and presumably their drops will pop up. Yep, there they go. Then there's the Staff of Ascension. Shoots them up into the air, kills them in the process, and if they don't die going up into the air, they'll die from the fall damage. Now, Scepter of Location. This is probably the most fun thing I've ever gotten a chance to play with in a mod. Oops, I overshot. No, I didn't. Because what this thing is, it's homing. This is something I needed in my Minecraft life. Look at that! It just locks in on the mob. I mean, that is awesome right there. If nothing else were in this mod, but just this, I would have to give this a high review. But this mod is truly awesome. I've, not done it justice in this. There's also cool kinds of pickaxes and axes and such. So you got, the dynamite shovel. So if you go into survival mode and you dig with it, boom, it's just gonna blow stuff up. I mean, it's awesome. There's all kinds of neat little features like that in this. I have done a very poor job of doing how awesome this project is justice. There's also different kinds of crops you can grow for different materials. I mean, this is truly an epic mod, and if a download becomes available, I will be sure to let you know. Let me know your thoughts on the progress of this mod. If you liked it, let me know down in the comment section. So do make sure you let Aquacron know in the comment section that you think his mod is coming along nicely. If you do think it's coming along nicely, if you think this is going to be epic, and I'll let you know if and when he does release it to the public. But that is going to be it for me for this video. Thank you for watching. This has been Mushroom Man Toad. I'll see you in the next one.